Toby the tram engine has cow catchers and side plates. They help to prevent animals from getting hurt if they should stray onto the line. Daisy thought Toby's fenders were silly.
Okay, so that was a unique way of mixing themes. Not only did we hear a different version of Toby's signature theme, but we also got Daisy's thrown in right at the end. Also, it's odd that we're starting off again another story at Elsbridge Station like this. Once was nice, twice makes me question what'll happen when it hits 3 times. However, for Daisy, it was Toby's cow catchers that she found questionable. Then again, she's a diesel, so what else is new?
I don't have stupid cow catchers, but I'm not frightened. I'd just toot and they'd all go away. But they don't, said Toby. They would with me. Animals always run if you toot and look them in the eye. Even bulls? Even bulls, said Daisy.
The thing is, Daisy never met a bull before. Although that's a bullcrap claim, pardon the pun. Do we not remember what was said in Percy's predicament in Season 2? It said she was afraid of cows. So why exactly does she not like Toby's cow catchers? Objection! And I know this entry is based on the books, but was made out of order to the other stories. But even so, if this is the case, then alter the writing so it does make sense, because this is just bad continuity.
She said, it's easy. I just toot and they all stand aside. Poor little Toby. I'm sorry he's frightened.
For anyone who hasn't figured it out already, Daisy has now developed the ever-classic Gordonism. Pertaining to what, though? Well, remember how Toby questioned Daisy's technique of tooting at animals, which included bulls? As if right on cue, here came her chance. A bull named Champion escaped his field and landed right by the tracks. Surprisingly, Daisy accepted her challenge, more than running away from it.
Suddenly, he saw some grass. Now for my breakfast, he thought. Ooh, tooted Daisy. Go on. Champion was too busy chomping to take any notice. Ooh, said Daisy again. Champion kept grazing.
I guess from what the policeman and Toby told her wasn't enough information for her to realize it wasn't going to be so easy. No matter how many times she tooted her farty-sounding horn, Champion kept chowing on his vegetables. This confused the heck out of Daisy because the bull was not responding like she had thought. This is also known as the Gordonism backfire that always comes into effect. However, Champion did acknowledge Daisy, of which she wasn't ready for.
Champion sniffed at Daisy. Ugh, said Daisy, and that was that. Daisy did no more.
Toby soon heard about the news and decided to see what Daisy had to say for herself, of which she had nothing to say because she knew she was wrong. Don't ever mistake the power of the Gordonism. I must say, though, for most engines, they were never prepared for their Gordonism to even come true, and when it did for Daisy, she happily accepted the invitation. Normally, that hasn't been done before. Most of the engines immediately regretted their false claims.
Toby's bell rang and his whistle sounded, but Champion took no notice. Then Toby whooshed loudly. That did the trick.
First of all, since when did Toby have a whistle? I thought his only method of sound notification was his bell. Not that I'm complaining, it's just news to the viewer watching. It was never said before, so it feels out of the blue. However, it certainly wasn't the bell or whistle that made Champion move. It was Toby steaming the crap out of the steer. And that's why Daisy couldn't do a darn thing, because all she would end up doing is blowing her noxious gas. And who wants to smell stinky fumes? Not very ladylike if you ask me anyway.
Daisy was feeling exhausted. She was glad when her day's work was over. Some boys were on the platform. Look, Daisy, one teased, I've got some sweets. They're called bullseyes. I like them. Do you? Ah, keep your old bullseyes. And Daisy scuttled to her shed.
Really? That's her shed? Quite a difference from the last time we seen her. I hope that structure wasn't built solely for her. How spoiled could she get? And I know it's not only for her use because this was the same place Stepney's train sat in the Train Stops Play episode. This is another story that just feels out of place. mainly because this and the last story were originally connected together to the stories told in Season 3. Here they just feel random, almost like how the Shining Time Station TV show ran their episodes, which was out of order at times. Again, it's not a bad story, but the continuity is all wrong. This is what made Daisy scared of Cattle and Percy's predicament. Tisk tisk, writers. The sets shown for this entry had some nice areas to see. Aside from Elsbridge, which I mentioned before, and was shown 2 stories ago, the other station that was featured was Toriak's station, and the shed Daisy rests in. The new spot, however, was the castellated tunnel where Daisy and Toby meet Champion. It's not very iconic, but it does have lots of greenery. Music had some variety too, beginning with Toby's altered theme at the start, with Daisy's returning motif coming in secondary. The other, surprisingly, went to Champion the Bull, who's far from a major character, yet he got his own musical cue. I heard that Spanish flair. Next episode is Thomas and the Special Letter. Thanks for watching.